Everyone, it's starting 11 prediction time. Chris has got a well-deserved day off because we're booting him down to London to work on the Fan Friday show for Ladbrokes. But as ever, it's worth mentioning, of course, that we are also back for the season proudly by Ladbrokes. But let's get stuck straight into it. You can interact with me on this show by using the comments on YouTube. It's very simple. I will be needing some help and some discussion as to whether I've got this right, whether I've got it wrong. And I'm definitely going to need help picking my first goal scorer as well, because... So what I'm going to do, which might be a little bit different to what Chris normally does in this regard, is I'm going to pick the nailed-on players to start. So obviously we're going to start with the goalkeeper. Simon Mignolet, 100%. This is obviously barring injury or ill circumstance between now and kickoff. But the players I think will 100% start this game no matter what are as follows. Simon Mignolet, Joel Matip, Jordan Henderson, and Sadio Mane, and I actually think, and in position as well, I think those are the guys who are 100% going to start in the positions that and probably the positions they're going to start in. Maybe not Mane, I'll come to that. So I'm going to build from there, around there, and I think, now Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think there's a really strong case for him to continue to keep his place in there. I think the style of football that we played against Hoffenheim would suit playing against Arsenal at Anfield as well. But I think he took a little bit of a knock in the game. And in a few situations, I think Serge Gnabry, who's not good enough to play for Arsenal, had him on toast. So I believe that the manager will go with Joe Gomez at right back. I think we all see what Trent Alexander-Arnold brings is a lot more attacking intent and set pieces as well, which is a massive weapon to have in our armoury, so to speak. But Joe Gomez is just a bit more solid, can help us. I think he's still got the legs to get forward. He's still got loads of pace, loads of energy and physicality, but maybe just a little bit more tight. And again, if Trent's not 100%, I don't see any sense in for a young lad as well. I mean, I know they're both young lads, but I think we need to manage Trent Alexander-Arnold's career really well here at this point. And I don't think the benefits outweigh the potential negatives in this one if he's not absolutely on his game. So I think, and this is just my thinking, I think Dejan Lovren's going to miss out in this game, and I think Ragnar Klavan's going to come back in. And similarly, albeit Alberto Moreno had probably his best game as a Liverpool player in midweek against Hoffenheim, I think Andrew Robertson's going to be restored to the team from the team that he played. You know, he started against Crystal Palace last weekend, and I think we'll see these guys come in. I just think they're a bit more solid defensively, a little bit more solid defensively, and a bit more natural balance with having Klavan as a left-footed centre-half in there as well. And Lovren didn't have a particularly good game either, and Klavan played really well, I thought, by and large, against Crystal Palace. So I would go with that. And then the midfield, I think the midfield is one of the most difficult things that Liverpool have got to choose from here, because, again, based on performances, there is no way that the midfield is not Emre Can and Gini Wijnaldum starting again, because Wijnaldum's best game of the season, Henderson's best game of the season, and Emre Can was a man of the match contender, scored 2 goals, could have had a hat-trick, and just looked absolutely bang up for it. So I'll run with that for the moment, and I think we all know at this point now, our best front three is as follows. So Liverpool's starting 11 will probably look like that, albeit, again, there is a case just to stick with the same 11 players that started the game against Hoffenheim, because, my word, what a performance those guys put in. Now, I think there's a couple of alternatives to do that, and I'm going to get your comments up now, and we'll have a little talk through this and see what people have come up with, because I want to know whether people agree and whether we think there's any alternatives for what we could do in terms of the alternative. So I think you could rest one of these guys just in terms of the rotation, and you could potentially bring James Milner in. Now, Gini Wijnaldum started every game so far, as has Jordan Henderson. Emre Can got a rest last weekend, although I think he was ill. You could bring James Milner, and I think it would be for one of these two guys. I want to know if anyone agrees or disagrees with that. We've got Joe Barlow, who does agree with me, though, on the Klavan stuff. He says, I prefer Klavan to Lovren. Lovren, he's so shit. Yeah, he has his moments, doesn't he? But then, to be fair, Klavan had one of those moments where he got absolutely had off by Ruben Loftus-Cheek last week. And, ultimately, he's a good player, he's a good young player, but when you're looking at Lacazette, or potentially Alexis Sanchez back in that team as well, do you think Cavani, do you think I'm right on that for that? Thomas Oliver says, no need to rush Trent Alexander-Arnold into the first team because he has plenty of years to progress further without putting too much pressure on him. Completely agree with that. Mark Kelly, with all due respect, so you think Gomez is currently solid at right back? Yeah, I do. I mean, look, Nathaniel Klein is 100% our best actual right back, and he's loads more solid defensively. But I do think that Joe Gomez is, again, he's a centre-half by trade. I think he's better in the air. I think he's just better at tackling, generally speaking, than Trent Alexander-Arnold. And as I say, I think there's a case to be made where we just take it easy on Trent because, again, long season, long, potentially amazing career ahead of himself. Oh, and before we move on, I'm just excited. What can I say? FM says easiest game of the season. Yeah, maybe not. Nate, what are your thoughts on Markovic? Think he should get a chance? No.
I've got one for you, Paul. Ash Tafari, Daniel Sturridge starts this game for me, not going to lie. Had a run out of Palace and should start this game.
That's actually interesting. Rage Against FIFA says Sturridge, exclamation question mark. Ollie D says drop Salah, bring on Sturridge. So I think that is a very reasonable alternative, this, if I'm perfectly honest, because... where's Sturridge? There it is. So you would then switch it like so, smoothly, just as smoothly as this. That's how Liverpool will transition, attacking wise. Yeah, that's also a very realistic possibility because we've seen with Salah, he has tired a lot toward the back end of games, and similarly with the Crystal Palace thing, being able to bring him on with, even if it's half an hour to go, what an additional threat. It just means we just up our intensity, and I think we could really, if we've even gone ahead or even if we're not ahead in that game, I like having someone like Salah on the bench. So yeah, I think that's you know what? In fact, I will. I'm quite comfortable with that. And if people agree or disagree, do let me know though. We never again. Sign Costa 100%. Yeah, go ahead. Why not? And Liam Nevin says rest Chan. And Milner in for Genie says Nicholas Spyro. So we need to pick our first goal scorer. I want suggestions for you think it's going to be Liverpool's first goal. We've got our wonderful frame and we've got a wonderful space to write some odds on. I've just chucked my whiteboard pen on the floor and moving this. But yeah, so we're going to go with this in a second. Tom has got some of the odds up. I want some suggestions in the chat. You haven't got it up? Yeah. One job, apart from the 3 other jobs you're doing. I'm going to see if I can retrieve my pen. Oh, yeah. Oh, smooth like silk. So okay, let me know some suggestions then, please, for the for who you think's going to be first goal scorer. Matt Zeech says Chan first goal scorer. That's an interesting shout. Hendo to score first is Liam Mentha. Ian Beattie says Sturridge. So let's go back through some of this. Let's start with Emre Can.
Emre Can is 14-1 first goal scorers.
Ooh, very interesting. Okay, so the next one then was Hendo.
Hendo, let me just find him. Hendo is 18-1.
Yeah. Daniel Sturridge.
Daniel Sturridge is 5-1.
Ooh.
It's very good odds.
It's very good. Bobby Firmino.
Bobby Firmino 5-1 as well.
Also 5s.
Yeah.
Matip. A lot of people shouting Liam Duffy. Umair Kushnud also saying Matip.
Matip could be a great shout. 40-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. You know what? Chris said about the first one of these he did was it's good. Get a nice solid one in first. Get a win under your belt. I am going to go. And to be fair, I'm really tempted to go Daniel Sturridge. I'm not sure he's going to start. It's tough. First goal scorers, Henderson says Booman 786. Genie says Kyle LFC 97.
Genie is 11-1.
You know what? Actually, that's who I'm going for. I'm going for Genie Wijnaldum. There's a good chance he might not even play. But you know what? Nevertheless, Genie Wijnaldum, 11-1, did you say?
11-1.
11-1. First goal scorer. That's who I'm going with. Oh, just quickly, before I move on to a super chat from Rizwan Ali, it's worth mentioning that it's Thursday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. as time of recording, those are accurate, but obviously prices and odds fluctuate massively between kick-off time, depending on what happens. If he gets injured, expect that to be a bit different. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on first goal scorer in the comments. Keep them coming in. Rizwan Ali, off topic, how long does shipping take? I've got me some Payjack Nudes t-shirt yesterday. I live in New Zealand, by the way. I'd give it a bit of time, mate. Obviously, you've got to get the t-shirts, get them printed. And I have no concept of how long it takes to ship things to New Zealand, but I'd give it a few weeks and then see how it goes. But yeah, as ever, if you want more Chris Payjack and you want Payjack News, he's got an official t-shirt, the redmentvshop.com. No, the Redmen TV Shop /bigcartel.com. Check it out. But yeah, there you go. Let me know your thoughts on the starting 11s. What are your starting 11s? Have you got anything before we go?
Did you read Aki Mohammed's super chat?
I did not.
He gave us 40 squiggle. I don't know what what that is, but he said, "Where is Chris?"
Chris is off looking after his children today, so we all send our well wishes to Chris and his mum who's here to back. So Chris is having to do all the real work. He's meant to have a day off and he's not. It's even harder. It's much harder than standing here and being insulted on YouTube. But yeah, anyway, let us know your thoughts. Leave your starting 11s in the comments below. And if you disagree, give me some reasons and where you think we've got this wrong. And first goal scorers as well. And as I say, don't forget, you can get involved with the Redmen TV all throughout the season. And thanks very much to Ladbrokes, of course, for sponsoring us, proudly backing us for the season. It's amazing. And we'll be back. The Uncensored Match Build-Up show is on the way. Don't forget to subscribe to the Redmen TV. If you're watching this after the fact, subscribe to my channel, Mates TV, as well, because why not? And we'll see you for more great Redmen content, hopefully after we beat Arsenal.